All right, so let's take a look at how we can influence the mean and the median. All right, there are two things that we can do. We can either make the mean bigger or we can make the mean smaller. There are two ways to make the mean bigger. First is you add or insert a number larger than the current mean, or you remove a number smaller than the mean. Both of those will make the mean bigger. How do you make the mean smaller? Well, you remove a number larger than the mean, or you add a number smaller than the mean. All right, let's take a look at making the median bigger. Again, you can add a number, and that will make the median larger, or you can remove a number smaller than the median, and that'll make the median larger as well. And vice versa, to make it smaller, you remove a number larger than the median, or you add a number smaller than the median. All right, next we are going to look at a box and a whisker plot. So a box and a whisker plot is a data display that divides a set of data into four parts. The median, or second quartile, separates the set into two halves. The first, or lower quartile, is the median of the lower half, and the third, or upper quartile, is the median of the upper half. So let's take a look at the first half. We can also call this Q1 for the quartile 1, or for the first quartile, or this last one is Q3, or quartile 3. So let's look at our steps. Step 1, we need to write the numbers in ascending or increasing order from smallest all the way to the largest. We're going to find the 5-number summary. Well, what is the 5-number summary? Well, that's pretty easy. That is the min, quartile 1, the median, or quartile 2. Let me erase that 3. It looks like a 3, but it should be a 2. All right, and then quartile 3. And then the max, a 5-number summary. Then we're going to draw a number line that includes the min and the max. We're going to plot our minimum, our lower quartile, our median, our upper quartile, and our max. And then we're going to draw a box from Q1 to Q3, and our whiskers are going to be our min and our max. Okay, so that is what we do for that. So you guys are going to complete that part using Canvas, both Canvas 2 and Canvas 4. So let's take a look and move on to our next section, which we are going to be putting all of these to work. We're just going to practice finding them, even though in practice we don't really do all of them. So our first example is we have the hits in the round of hacky sack. Okay, so then we're going to answer these questions over here. So our mean. So we're going to add all of these numbers up and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going to add them up and divide by 7. So let's do that. Okay, so let's take 10 plus 3 plus 15 plus 6 plus 6 plus 8 plus 13. We get 61. There are 7 numbers, so we're going to divide by 7. So our average is 8.714. We're going to round that to 8.7. We'll do 8.71. Our median, so we need to order these from least to greatest, from smallest to largest. So our smallest is 3, and then we have 2 6s, and then we have an 8, a 10, and then a 13. So we find the number in the middle. So at the end, then 6 inside. So we have 2 numbers in the middle. So up there, we're going to add that together. 6 plus 8 equals 14. And then we're going to divide by 2, which is 7. So now our median is 7. Our mode, let's take a look at our numbers again. We have 2 6s, so our mode is 6. Our range is the max minus the min. So our max is 13, our min is 3, so that means our range equals 10. Now let's answer these questions. What will happen to the mean if the next round of hacky sack had 3 hits? The mean will, let's see, if I add in a 3, 3 is smaller than my mean, so we are going to decrease because 3 is smaller than the mean. And what will happen to the median if the next round of hacky sack had 9 hits? Let's take a look. We're going to put 9. 9 is greater than the mean. Okay, so let's take a look at this. We're going to have 3, 6, 6, 8. We're going to put that 9 in there now. 10 and 13. Okay, so go to the middle. And it looks like our mean decreased. So the median will decrease because 9 is smaller than the median. Okay, now let's take a look at example 2. We are going to draw a box and a whisker. So we have our data set. They were nice enough and they put it in order for us already. So let's start filling out our 5-number summary. Let's go to our min. It is 5. Let's go to our max. It is 34. All right, now let's start finding the number in the middle. So we're going to take a look. We're going to go through and count them out so that we can easily identify the number in the middle. See how I'm coloring? All right, so it looks like 12 is the number in the middle. Let's double check that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on either side. So our median is 12. Okay, now let's find our median of the lower part. So we're going to count these. So middle, middle. Let's start crossing things off. All right, looks like 9 and 11 are in the middle. So 9 plus 11 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. So our quartile 1 is 10. Let's find the upper. Cross them off until we get there. 19 and 25, so that is 44 if we add those two together. And then divide by 2, and we get 22. That is our quartile 3. Now, the mode in our problem, which one appears the most? Let's see, it looks just by looking at it that 11 is our mode. So now let's do our box and a whisker. So our min is 5 and our max is 34. So let's just start at 5 and then let's increase by 5s. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and let's go to 35. All right, so let us now plot our 5-number summary. Our min is at 5, so I'm doing it above the line. And our max is 34, so it's going to be a little bit before 35. And then our quartile, our median, is at 12. So that is right here in between 10 and 15 about. All right, then we have our quartile 1 at 10, and our quartile 3 is at 22, so that's just in between 22 and 25. Now we're going to draw our box. Okay, I'm going to draw a box like this, and then all the way over to there, and then draw a line in between our median, and then whiskers out to our min and our max. And there I have a box and whisker. Notice that my number line is scaled. It's simply not just these numbers, okay, but it is counts incrementally up till we include all of our numbers. So this is a number line that is scaled. So I'm counting by 5s here. I'm not just putting these numbers down here, okay, and drawing a box and whisker. That's not how it works.